Before this story begins, turn off the lights around you. Put on your headphones and make sure you're alone.
Teke Teke. Kenji was a famous bully at his school in Tokyo, though he wasn't as rich as he supposes he is to everyone at school. He rides in a train when going home from school, and his parents work 9 to 5 hours as a janitor in a mall. Fortunately for him, nobody knows about those matters. As Kenji was about to walk out of Karasuno High School, his collar felt as if someone had dragged him back. He looked behind him to see his pissed-off teacher, Madam Aiko, grabbing him by the collar so hard he was able to choke on his neck bone. "Kenji, your bullying has reached its limit," Madam Aiko said, her voice sounding like she had the intention to slit his head in half. That tone didn't bother Kenji. "So?" he replied, lacking respect. "So, you have bullied the majority of the students in this school, causing you to be the main reason of why many students have left this school." Kenji just arrogantly rolled his eyes. He didn't seem to care at all. "Young man, end that little attitude of yours before I lose it." She really sounded like she was going to lose it without a doubt. "You are going to be expelled once and for all. Banished, vamos, sayonara, you name it," she said angrily. Kenji had all the power and control in this school rather than at home. He was not going to risk losing all that. But before he could retort, Madam Aiko continued. "What's pissed me off is that you're not expelled right now. The only excuse is that your parents have managed to work their way to let you stay here. If you stop the excessive bullying, you may be able to cover the case, and the principal will confirm that you will not be expelled. But I'm tired because I have to stay here late and be forced to lecture you on manners. You are wasting my time, young man, and trust me, I'm not getting any salary for this. What I'm getting is me not being fired. What I'm getting is..." Madam Aiko continued ranting and lecturing him for hours. Kenji had to go home incredibly late that day. He himself was pissed. It was nearing midnight due to the very long lectures. Kenji silently walked to one of the benches at the train station and waited for the train to arrive, wondering if there even was a train to come at midnight. Kenji was alone, and he took a hold of this. He crazily screamed and shouted as loud as he could. "Why is Madam Aiko like that? Why is my life like this? What is wrong with that school? I'll definitely make the entire broken, ridiculous, miserable, boring, dead school pay. Before Kenji could finish his shouts and screams of anger, he heard some faint scraping sounds enter his red ears. "Teke Teke," went the sound. He became quiet for a second, but ignored the sound and continued scream-shouting his anger. "Teke Teke." The sound was still very faint, but getting a tiny bit louder. Still, he boldly ignored it. This cycle didn't stop until the sound was finally clear to his ears. Kenji froze in panic. The train hadn't arrived yet. It was getting very late. The sounds were dangerously getting loud, as if something was approaching. Teke Teke. A young schoolgirl was seen, approaching him very near, holding a scythe with a long blade in her right hand. The Teke Teke scrap noises were coming from the end of her bisected upper body being dragged towards him with her hands and elbows. The bloody end of her backbone could be seen. Both her mouth and the end of her splitted upper body was squirting never-ending blood. It was a horrendous sight to be seen. Teke Teke. The long scythe went through poor Kenji's body and split it into half, managing to cut his backbone and leaving his organs dying in the upper body. Lots of blood was lost. Kenji was left there gagging rapid bubbles out of his bloody mouth. Ever since that day, he was never seen again, not even after the disturbing incident. Hanako-san. The Golden Four was sitting at the table right next to Mina's friend group's table. It was really difficult to join the Golden Four, as they were too popular and well known for being pretty, smart, sporty, humorous, and many more. They were pretty much the perfect friend group. Mina's friend group, on the other hand, was a complete opposite. Nerdy-looking, dumb, unfit, and mostly known for having amazing dad jokes. Mina herself honestly wasn't a big fan of the fact she was a part of something so hideous and wimpy. Considering they were sitting right next to her table, to Mina, it was the perfect opportunity to catch the Golden Four's attention. Mina was going to leave her table, but her entire friend group noticed. Mina! 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 They all called her, unaware what she was trying to do, so Mina decided to settle it once and for all with her friends. Shut up, guys. I'm so tired of being your friend. You all are a bad influence. Heck, you can't even influence anyone. You all are so unwanted. I bet not even the adoption center would want you. I'm just so tired of not being popular because of my own friends. So this ends here, now, and forever. Leave me alone, losers. Mina barked at them harshly. Her 3 true friends stared at her in shock. Mina didn't care though. As long as she was popular, that is all she needs. Little did the young teenager know, her friend group had something the Golden Four didn't: a heart. Meanwhile, at the Golden Four's table, the entire group was busy discussing a popular horror rumor going around the school. I honestly think that we definitely should try summoning her, Akiko said mischievously. I mean, that doesn't sound too good, but it doesn't sound too bad either, Himari replied, sounding conflicted with her choices. She was having a hard time determining the pros and cons. Obviously, we're going to do it. Himari, don't be such a chicken, coward, dastard, nebbish, poltroon, quitter, recreant, weakling, wimp, wuss. Fortunately, before Kaito could finish his sentence, Isamu interrupted him. Shut up, Kaito, but I definitely agree 100% with Akiko's statement. Himari pouted but slightly agreed. Isamu continued. But this works like a game of chess. We need to sacrifice a pawn. Who knows what danger will happen? At that moment, the corner of Akiko's eye saw Mina standing up from her seat and walking awkwardly towards their table. I know just who our pawn is. Just as Akiko finished talking, Mina had asked if she could sit with them. Of course you can. Come and sit, Himari answered, finally accepting Akiko's idea. Mina sat down next to Himari. Isamu coughed awkwardly and began speaking. Your name is Mira, right? Mina was going to retort back, but Isamu had cut her off. Well, of course it is. Anyways, Mira, want to be part of our group? Oh, well, of course you do. Mina had given up even trying to speak and just nodded. Well, Mira, entering this group means you'll have to do something for us first. This perked up Mina's interest and curiosity. Noticing that, Himari and Akiko snickered quietly, while Kaito just smirked. You've definitely heard of the toilet ghost, Hanako-san, but do you know how to summon her? This time, Isamu waited for her response. No, honestly, how? Oh, and my name is Mina, not Mira, anxiously Mina replied. She could tell where this was going. Isamu rolled his eyes but continued. Basically, Kaito got tired quick with Isamu's speech and immediately interrupted.
All you have to do is go to the girls' toilet on the 3rd floor, knock 3 times on the 3rd stall, and then say, Hanako-san, are you there? If we're lucky, she might be there and say, yes, I am, Kaito said abruptly. Yeah, but don't worry, we'll only get to see her, not be killed or anything, Akiko lied. Honestly, she didn't know what would happen. As long as it wasn't her that died. Mina had a really bad feeling about this. For popularity, I just need to be able to get through this summoning. Who knows, maybe it's not even true, thought Mina. Sensing Mina's discomfort and uneasiness, Himari quickly went on to ask the question that the group was dreading to ask. For the sake of entering this group and for your fun, will you do it, Mina? There was a long moment of silence, like a pause on the group. Sure, I'll do it, Mina reluctantly agreed. Nice, you're not a party pooper, Kaito exclaimed. We'll be waiting outside. Tell us what you see, Isamu spoke for the group as they waited outside the third-floor girls' bathroom. Mina hesitantly entered, alone. "No way this is true," she murmured, trying to convince herself as she reached the third stall. Her hand shook violently as she knocked 3 times on the third stall door. Are you there, Hanako-san?" Mina managed to stutter out of her mouth. "Yes, I am." The toilet door opened, and there was a bloody hand gripping on the toilet bowl. A girl was seen standing up, getting out of the toilet bowl. She had straight black hair in a bobbed haircut and wearing a red skirt. That was unmistakably Hanako-san. Mina's entire body froze and shook violently. She was terrified. Hanako-san grabbed Mina's arm and dragged her into the toilet bowl along with her. Mina screamed as loud as she could. What was left was the sound of a toilet flushing. Manto. Chiaki was in the middle of shopping with her girl gang in Louis Vuitton when she had to go number 2. "Ladies, I'm going to go use the restroom," Chiaki informed. Without waiting for the reply, she sprinted to the public restroom. As soon as she entered, she saw all 6 stalls were locked, meaning they were occupied. Fortunately for her, the 7th stall was the only stall unoccupied. Chiaki didn't like using the last stalls as it was always at the very end of the restroom, but desperate times call for desperate measures. She sprinted to the last stall, quickly seated herself, and did her business. "Red or blue paper?" A deep male voice questioned. Chiaki felt uncomfortable and a bit anxious. She stayed silent, thinking hard. "Red?" she answered. And that's how Chiaki met her bloody end. Yumi, as a hard-working student about to enter her finals, was busy studying late in the school library. Suddenly, she had the urge to pee very badly. Yumi had avoided using school restrooms since 1st grade due to the filthiness of the stalls and sinks. She ran as fast as she could towards the girls' restroom. She ran a bit too fast. She crashed into the wall at the end. "Ow! Ugh!" She entered the closest stall to her, the last stall. As soon as she sat down, an intimidating male voice could be heard. "Red or blue paper?" Yumi froze. She had never encountered anything that had shook her soul before. She couldn't tell if this was a prank or a man in the girls' restroom. "You're in the wrong restroom, sir." "Red or blue paper?" the male voice repeated. This made Yumi very uncomfortable, but she answered anyway, thinking it was probably a prank. "Blue. Everyone knows that's my favorite color," she said confidently. The mysterious male entered the stall and revealed himself to be wearing a mask and a red cloak. He placed his hands on her neck and choked her. Ah! Yumi tried to scream for help, but he choked her more, and it was cutting off her screams and breath. Yumi felt her heart miss a beat, and another. It had stopped. She turned blue.
And those were 3 terrifying Japanese urban legends: the crawling horror of Teke Teke, the deadly whisper of Hanako-san, and the mysterious killer known as Manto. If these stories gave you chills, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next nightmare. And before you leave, which legend scared you the most? Tell me in the comments. Sweet dreams, if you can sleep tonight.